Sorry if I blue tick you. I'll get to it at some point.
She will not.
300 plus chats, are you kidding
She'll
me?
get to you in 2025, so just wait.
Okay. Longer than your BTO.
Hey,
Hi, Tazel.
it's Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another impressive episode of Clarities.
Podcast.
What?
Must self-manifest.
Oh, understand.
okay.
Okay. Well, today, you know what? We're going to be talking about friendships. Okay? And, you know, you can break up with like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a romantic relationship. But have you ever broken up with a friend?
Oh, too many times.
Not us, Karen.
Never. Okay, seriously, growing up, we must have made some friends who we thought like, oh, you know, don't really vibe with us. And when the breakup process occurred, it must be tough, lah.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Like, just very briefly, I think growing up, you change as well. You outgrow some of your friends. You guys don't align on your interests or values anymore. And that could lead to, you know, leaving the friendship.
Right, and I think that in different stages of your life, you need different kinds of friends.
Yeah, that's
Maybe when you're in the partying stage, you need a certain group of friends. But after you step into society, you begin working, maybe you need a different group of friends. And after you get married, you become a father or a mother, of course, it's another group of friends, right?
That's right. So we just want to tell you it's okay to drop out of friendships. It's okay to let them fade away. And your past friends may have shaped you to be who you are now, and that's important as well.
Right. So, question. Zura, have you
Yes.
ever broken up with a friend before?
I don't think so. I think for me, I keep it quite clear between like acquaintances and friends. I used to call it like layers of circles. And I used to think of it that way, you know, like you have friends of this like layer and then it widens up. So the closeness is different, the kind of experiences that you share is different. But I feel like the ones in the upper circles, those are the people I keep.
Right.
And then people I meet along the way, I mean, it might not be a breakup or anything, but we might be in each other's life for a season and then you sort of like drop out a little bit, but nothing, and then you can just like reconnect anytime. That's how I feel.
But what if someone in the lower circles try to come up to the upper circles?
You worthy or not?
Worthy or not?
So you would be okay to reject them?
Reject. Okay, actually, right, I'm quite a straight person, as in, it's very hard for me to pretend.
Okay.
Like, if we don't vibe or I am not the fondest of your company, you know how some people can still like hang out and like look like they're good friends?
Oh,
I
I
can't do
can't.
that. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. So I think that scenario wouldn't even be in the picture.
All right. What about you, Jeremy? Have you ever broken up with a friend before?
I think not specifically a friend, but I've broken up with a friend group back in my schooling days. So, you know, I love each and every one of them, and I love the experiences, the fun, you know, what they taught me. But at a certain point, I felt like we weren't that aligned in what we wanted in life. Or maybe I felt like it got a bit codependent, where we were always hanging out. We couldn't live without each other's company. And I felt like I had to grow apart from that. I had to do my own growing. So it was very brutal. I was very young and I did stupid things. Like I left the group chat and I unfollowed them all on Instagram. I don't know why I did that. That was very, very harsh. I
Right.
shouldn't have done that. It should have been a better way, but I didn't know any better, right? So after I did that, then subsequently, naturally, they all cut off contact with me as well. Because
Right.
if someone did that to me, I would do the same. But over the years, I found that I was able to then connect with them again, like on individual basis.
That's nice.
Because we've grown and we're not in that season anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So now I can say that, you know, all is good.
So for you now, if you had to cut off a friend or a friend group, what would you have done differently?
Oh, I would just have ghosted them. I think that's the that's the more respectful thing to do. Rather than like unfollow them or block them or what. You know? I would have just like slowly let it fade.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I just remembered, right, that a couple of years ago, I did something.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so I've got a group of friends from when we were very young.
Uh-huh.
And you know how, like, at such a young age, and then when you eventually, like, reconnect again when you're slightly older, you sort of, like, just have to absorb people who are sort of, like, affiliated. You know what I mean? So the rest of us are very close. But there was this one person who I guess, like, I don't know how, like, she's not really close to anyone else. Anyway. So I'm not very fond of her and I can't pretend, right?
Oh.
I really can't pretend. And everybody else, I guess they're still like okay to like, you know, like no choice kind of thing because
Yeah,
nobody
so
wants to do
okay.
anything about it.
So it's okay if she's in the group, but it's also okay if she's not.
Correct, but they bitch about her all the time,
Oh,
you know?
no.
And we really cannot tahan lah, you know?
Yeah.
So at that point, because nobody was doing anything, so I decided to take action, right?
What do you do?
So I was getting engaged at that time.
Okay.
And you know, like, because it's a small party, right? So I maybe like 100 guests. And I really
That's not
died.
small.
It's a small party lah.
Not small. Okay.
And I didn't want to waste that one invite of her.
Okay.
So I created a group chat, a separate group chat without her. I did something that everybody wanted to do but just never did.
So the group chat is alive till today.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the new group chat, the one without her.
Yes.
It was probably called like engagement party. Then
No,
they changed
it's called the
name.
same thing as the previous group chat with her, but 2.0.
Hey, at least rename it lah. Azura, go.
No, I understand the 2.0 thing. It's
Yes.
happened before. I get that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh
Correct.
no.
And
What
everybody was like, "Oh my god, you finally did it!" I was like, "Yes, guys." But then after that, I think she saw photos of everyone there.
She must have felt so hurt.
Did she then distance herself?
Yes, she left the initial group chat,
Oh.
and then like that
So
lor.
now you have two group chats with the same participants lah.
Yes.
Hazy, what about you? Have you had to break up with a friend before?
Well, not a friend per se, but like you, a clique.
Okay.
So growing up in my secondary school days, you know, we all wanted to be cool. We all wanted to fit in. And there was this cool group lah in my school. Basically, the group who doesn't study, who likes to go out after school. Right away when the bell rings, they like to go out to the nearby mall and then we just play and all of that. And I thought that was so cool. And as a 14-year-old girl, I really wanted to be a part of that group. So I tried so hard to fit in. That's why I can really understand what you were talking about and how your friend must have felt. Because I tried so hard to fit in, but I don't think any of them really liked me being there. Yeah. So to the point, like when the bell rang, they would all run off without me. And there I was, because we were in different classes, I would still be either in class, maybe my teacher is still teaching us, and I haven't packed my stuff yet. And I had to call them saying, hey, you know where are you guys at now? But nobody just wanted to pick up my call. And I had to go to the mall to look for them. It's like I had to hunt them down just to be part of them. So they called me like names and just very, very nasty things. And after a few months, I just asked myself, why am I doing this to myself? Just to look cool to other people, to make other people feel like I'm part of that clique. But I feel like shit inside. So that's when I decided, you know, this is not for me. I'll just take a step back. I think this is a very important life lesson for me because moving forward from this incident, I really felt like I was more confident in myself and I knew who I wanted to hang out with and who I didn't want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it served you and your mental health well as well
Right.
to like break apart from that. And if you left a relationship, it's okay that your mental health suffers, right? Because like any other romantic relationship, a friendship is just as important.
Right. Yep.
So personally for me, when I broke off, I felt very lost. Because I didn't have a big group to hang out with anymore. And
Right.
I always felt very sad looking at other big groups and I would think like, hey, did I make a mistake? But was it worth the sacrifice, you know, for my own growing and all that? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And eventually you reconnected, you know, on an individual
Yeah,
basis.
but at that point of time, you don't see the future, right? You're just thinking, oh, I'm so upset, you know, I'm so jealous of other friend groups.
I know. So in this case, I think it's safe to say that we are both the ghosties
Oh.
and you are the ghoster in that case. Honestly, did you feel terrible or just a slight tinge of guilt for doing
really
that?
don't.
No, I mean, be honest, like.
No, I really don't. But I also think because every time she was around, she was not particularly the nicest, you know? Like she always had something to say. She always had to compare herself with other people. No one's there to compare, you know? If you say like, oh, something happened to you, she must be worse or she must be better. You know what I mean?
I understand. Okay.
I see.
So no guilt. That's
No
okay.
guilt.
That's
Yeah.
completely okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, don't feel ashamed or don't feel sorry that you have to make steps to improve your own life. No one's going to take care of you but you.
Exactly. So, Germaine, do you feel confused at that point in time? Like, I'm sure you mentioned you were wondering if you took the wrong step.
Yeah, because they were part of my life every single day in school. And the relationship I had at that time was also within this friend group, right?
Right.
And when we broke up, naturally, because he was part of the friend group first, so a lot of people took his side. And because I did some very disappointing things, obviously, to him, right? So naturally, everyone was on his side. And I felt that I was not welcome anymore. So I left. But years later, they realized what a jackass this guy
Oh
is.
my goodness.
And reconnected with me and was like, yeah, we can see how he treats women now. And, you know, yeah. And I even had some apologies, but I told them there's nothing to apologize for. In fact, I should apologize for the way that I left the friend group, right? And just left them out. Can you imagine, like, these are bestest friends, and the next day, I'm just not in their lives anymore.
Right.
So moving on from my friend group that I was talking about, right? Actually, we also formed a new friend group with just certain friends from the previous one and new friends from like a totally new group of circle all together. And I feel like in this new friend group, we actually function together well. You know, we can serve each other's purposes, be it in terms of like having a listening ear or just coming out for a chill night out. And I liked it. But I remember at that point when I left that friend group, I felt so confused and I felt so awkward. That's the word. Because you still have to bump into each other every day in school, right? You walk past each other at the corridors, and then when they just smirk at you, they laugh at you. You'll find yourself wondering, if I didn't leave that group, would things have been better?
Right.
But would things have been better?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. So in retrospect, are we all glad that the friendships that we've been talking about ended?
Well, mine reconnected.
Yeah, reconnected with different people, yeah.
I think I've healed from that initial stage and I'm in a new phase of my life.
I feel like I'm glad that I cut off that clique at that point in time. So after that, we all grew up. We went to JC, went to poly, and then went to uni after that. And then we reconnected. It was a different kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to things like that, you know, just like relationships as well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I don't think people have to feel apologetic or feel like they have to sort of, you know, force themselves to serve someone else, or just because they don't want to confront the issue, just because they don't want to say no. You know, I don't think you should do that to yourself.
It's very normal because when you're young, exactly like Hazy said, you make friends with people for a reason.
Right.
But they're just your friends for that season. And once you realize that, hey, actually, I don't need validation from these people who are causing me more, toxic
Confusion,
thoughts.
yeah.
Than like being supportive and all that, then it's completely okay to just get out of that. So when is it okay to actually drop out of a friendship?
I feel like this has many similarities to a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
When you see certain red flags, when you find that like this friendship we have is toxic, then I think it's a huge sign. For example, back in my secondary school days, when you find like you don't have enough time to focus on your homework because you're too busy being cool for that reason, then apparently you know that this is not a relationship that serves you well.
I think it's like when you feel FOMO, like if you don't hang out with them, you feel FOMO, right? Then you try to invest your time, but you don't have that time.
Right.
Yeah. Then that's a bit of a codependent relationship also. Why can't y'all exist outside of that friendship? Right? Are these the only friends you have? I think that's also a red flag.
But I also think, like, you know, at this age, I think we're in a better space, like all of us, and even all our friendships. I don't know about you, but I have actually more individual friends than I do have like groups.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, correct. And for a long time, right, I found it hard to have female friends or like female groups
Excuse me?
Look at us.
for a long time.
For a long time. Okay, the time is over.
Now I have more female friends,
yeah.
but for a long time it was very hard. And a lot of my friends were guys.
I can see why.
Why?
Because Zura is a very straightforward person.
Okay.
So I don't think she can deal with the very sensitive emotions that comes with women sometimes. Especially at certain periods. Is that right?
Yes, and I just didn't understand, you know?
Right. Like why are you being like that?
Correct. Like friendship for me is very low maintenance. It's very fuss free. You call me, I'll be there. You don't call me, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. Yeah. Okay, so I will call you.
You call me every day. It's okay.
Okay, yeah. I called her this morning before the podcast also. But another thing that I think is a red flag, right, and signals it's okay to drop out of a friendship is a lot of negativity, comparison, or lying. Correct? Yeah. If you go into the friend group and it's always like talking about other people, or who is better than who, or I just straight up lie to you about where I am, that's not very nice.
I have a friend who used to tell me about one of her other friends. There's this term for it, compulsive liar.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I don't know why, but this girl just finds the need to lie about every single thing. Even if it's a simple question as like, what do you have for lunch? She has to lie.
Why?
Like, I don't understand why. And my friend just saw through her. It took her some time, and then she decided, like, this person is not for me. Is not suitable to be in my circle of friends. But I feel like people like this, maybe you you have to work on yourself first before you can establish relationships with other people.
Yeah. I think honestly, right, like this topic is more important than we think it is because I think you must have heard this before, but like people always say you're the average of the 5 that you hang out with.
Yes, I've heard that.
Oh, and it's very important because I realize as well that like, when I chat with like successful people and everything, they always say like the people you surround yourself with is very important.
Yeah.
So I think if it doesn't serve you, if it's not good for you, like do something about it.
There are some circumstances where naturally you would drift apart. For example, if your friend moves to another country. But you guys know I have a best friend. Her name is also Germaine.
Germaine!
Yes. She has permanently like migrated to Miami, but we're still the bestest of friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes distance is not, the be all and end all. It's
Yeah.
really the connection.
And when values change, if your friend can change along with you, I think that's great. You grow together, right? But if not, then I think it's okay to just let go and say we can connect again next time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Correct.
So in this article that we saw online, a San Francisco-based author and speaker who specializes in friendship actually said this: it's absolutely normal that relationships ebb and flow all throughout life. So don't ever feel like you feel so guilty that you ended this friendship, because I don't think that's the way things work.
Yeah, there's a lot to expect in life. And in fact, in the same article, another professor said, not every friendship is meant to last forever. And that goes both ways. Yeah, some friends you only need at that certain point in life.
I like this term, friendscape. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Friends?
I've heard scape.
Yeah, like landscape,
Okay.
but friendscape.
What's that mean?
So friendscape, it actually refers to who is close by, who do we want to be around, and who do we want to surround us.
Yeah.
So that is so important. And your friendscape can change during certain situations during life, such as going to university, being in a certain job, or you often begin creating new friends to fit that current life situation that you are in,
Yeah.
be it being a mother, father, studying, working, etc.
Yeah. I've definitely had friends where they entered a new relationship, a romantic relationship.
Then they disappear.
Sort of. I think because they're so wrapped up. I've been that person too, right? So
Right.
wrapped up in love, then totally don't want to talk to my friends. So I've had friends like that in recent years where, I just sort of let them go for a while. And then when they come back and want to reconnect, I'm here.
Hey, I've had that as well. One of my very close friends got attached, and I just stepped back for a bit. But you know what they say, the honeymoon period, right? So I feel like after the honeymoon period is over, maybe it's a good time for you to reconnect then. And, it actually builds your friendship, because she can then see that, oh, you have really been there for her through it all, whether she was happily in love or whether it was just happily single and stuff like that.
Correct. Actually, right, I know someone who is very strange. Maybe it's a personal thing for this person, but basically, like, his friends just keep getting younger because everybody he is with, like, sort of, start families and move on in life. So he feels like when that happens, he distances himself and then go for a younger friend group. And then it happens again. So this person feels like it keeps happening to him. But actually, like, on the other side, right? Honestly, like, we're still there. And we would still be there. We can still hang out. It doesn't mean that we don't have time, But this person, like, doesn't even write out to see what happens or, like, give them a chance, give people around him a chance. He'll just pull back immediately and just, like, assume, like, oh, they're gone.
I think that's his own prerogative, and the fact that he handles his relationships like that, I mean, it's on him.
Right. Maybe he can take a step back and look at himself first.
I think friendship goes both ways. Like, I always believe that you should invest as much as the other person invests. If you're the only one, so I have a friend where he's always reaching out to this friend group, right? Always reaching out, always trying to connect. But the friend group just doesn't want to connect with him. If it's like that, then I told him straight up. I said, if they're not investing the same amount of energy and effort, then just leave. They're not deserving and worthy of your time.
But some people are just that figure for every clique, you know what I mean? Without this
Right.
person, the clique would never ever meet out for a meal.
The glue.
Correct.
Yes, not necessarily the glue, but the person who sparks every single
Initiates
conversation
things, yeah.
or like a meetup that you have.
Yeah, but I think for this person as well, when you do initiate, when you do plan things all the time, I think you want something back as well. Like,
Yeah.
if nobody's responding, then that person's basically gonna run dry, right? Yeah.
But if it's a very important person to you, right, and they cut off relations with you, maybe give it some time. Don't be so angry first. Give it some time because maybe they are going through something in their life.
Yes.
And they need that mental space, you know. So don't be quick to judge. And I think time is very important.
Exactly.
Actually, right, I was very hurt once, So
But
no. no. We already agreed that we have to be friends forever because we know too much.
If y'all have kids or y'all what get married or what, I don't care lah. We're still friends. Yeah.
Friendscape.
Friendscape. Yeah.
So basically, I had a group. No, I still do have a group of friends, and we were very close. As in, we're still close, but we just don't see each other as often anymore.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And that's fine. That's completely fine. So there's a friend, and I was very close to this person. I mean, there were a lot of individual relationships as well, and we were very close. We were very good friends. And then he got into a relationship.
Okay.
So did I.
Okay.
Okay, so it's fine. And we're still friends, right? And we don't meet up all the time. We don't talk all the time, but it's the kind where you have something important and you're like, hey, you can go to this person. And then one day I wanted to ask something. And I texted. And then suddenly I got a message that said, hey, I think we shouldn't talk lah. Or like, I don't think you should be texting me anymore.
Wait, why?
Because the girlfriend not happy lah.
But why is the girlfriend not happy? Is it because she
Girlfriends
knows
always
that
don't like
the
me.
boyfriend was very close to you to the
But
extent
like,
that
if I want, I take long time already. I never, hello.
But is the guy into you first?
Sorry.
Was the guy into you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes?
No, but there are some girls like that because I was one of those girls. Yeah, I will make my
Very
boyfriend.
honest, this
No,
episode. I
as in,
love
I
it.
can say that as in I'm not hiding it. All the girls, they all know. Like when I was very, very young and it was my first relationship, I was very insecure. I was very jealous. I made my boyfriend cut off all his girlfriends.
But you can still talk to boys.
Yes.
Hey!
No, but growing up, right? Like I'm very apologetic. Actually, it was Asa. I'm so sorry, Asa. But growing up, I'm very apologetic to him. Like now, like whoever he wants to hang out with, just go. I literally don't care because I have solved my own trauma.
Right.
But at that point of time, I didn't. So
Right.
I'm so sorry. But coming from her point of view, she has heard that she needs to go through. He needs to be there for her. And unfortunately, you were the goat he had to sacrifice. But don't take it personally, right? Yeah.
You turned into a goat.
I'm a goat, mountain goat. Huh?
Goat, greatest of all time.
You are right. Correct. But yeah, we never really reconnected again. I mean, to be very fair, he disappeared from everybody.
Oh.
This is a
Until
toxic
today.
relationship right there.
Yeah, I just want to say.
Okay,
I'm a
okay,
bit
okay.
scared to say,
I
but
mean, no
will
place
just
to
say-
judge, okay?
So I got married first, and then after that, this person got married.
Okay.
So we all came to the wedding, right?
Okay.
She still glared at me, and she's on the guys, and she still glared at me. And my friend saw it. My friend was like, and I was like, huh? I'm married. My husband is next to me.
Oh
And
my
you are
God.
literally like just got married a couple hours ago. You still glare at me for what?
But that's other people's hurt,
Okay,
you know?
okay.
It's nothing to do with you. Like, that's why I say don't take it personal. It's really nothing to do with me.
But do you feel like this guy friend that you had is guilty?
I don't know. Of what?
Because he had to cut off this very close friendship with you because of his wife. I'm sure deep down he must have felt a bit of guilt.
Oh.
I said I don't hold anything against him. I'm
Right.
sure it was something that he had to do, so I'm okay with that. But I just felt like, must really like that, man? Like
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's easy to feel guilt or to feel like a lot of blame is involved when you cut off a friendship. How can we better manage this situation?
Cutting off friends?
Yeah. How can we better manage the situation of breaking up with a friend? Like, I don't think your guy friend did things very well. Right. He could have executed things in a better fashion, which he didn't,
But-
unfortunately.
I think the fact that he was upfront with her and told her, this is what is going on, I
Right.
think that is the way.
Right.
Because to ghost someone, like even in a
Right.
relationship context, relationship is easy to break up because you say, I break up with you now. But friendship is like, not here and not there. I think being honest and if this friend is important enough to you, communicate why you have to end this friendship.
Okay, so you're saying because he took the first step to say, hey, I think we have to cut all contact. That's being responsible of him.
Rather than ignore her for 6 months and then stop contacting her altogether. Then
She's
she'd
not
be
wrong.
thinking like, what did I do? What's wrong? What happened, dear?
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. I never saw things from that point of view.
But
But
would
I
you
think-
try and rekindle this relationship?
For sure, I think we're always there if this person wants to come back.
Oh my
you know?
gosh, the wife is listening.
Don't lah, 不要啦, no need lah.
Okay, so here, I want to share some tips, okay, for us to better manage the entire situation of breaking up with a friend.
Yes.
First of all, do not blame yourself, and that goes to your guy friend as well. Okay, you have had valid reasons and you choose to stand by your wife, which we all respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Secondly, understand that people grow apart. You are no longer as suitable as friends or can no longer be as close as before, and that's fully okay.
Yeah.
Don't blame yourself for that.
And lastly, it's okay if, let's say, you try and have a conversation with them and you don't get any closure. It's okay. You know, how you can't control other people. You can't like force them to give you closure. All you can do is heal yourself and move on.
Right, and this applies to relationships as well.
That's true, yes.
Correct. But I think I move on too quickly. How?
Ah, that's a good thing. How's that a bad thing?
I understand what you mean because
You
I feel like I'm
understand,
like
right?
that as well.
Correct.
Not so sentimental in terms of like relationships.
I may love you, like even in friendships, we can be like, you know, the closest and anything. But if something happens and you decide to walk, I will not look back.
Correct, but that's the entire point of this episode. It's
Right.
okay to move on.
I'm still trying not to take things too personally. Like when people cut off relationships with me, I get very angry.
Oh, we won't.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna cut off my relationship with you, but I get very angry and I'm still trying to rationalize. Like even till now, some friendships that I have, I'm rationalizing why and should I even bother? Like when they reach out back to me, I feel salty, you know, like I don't want to reach out back to them.
But I think you mentioned just now as well, they may be going through a tough time that you don't know about, you know.
Don't use my own advice back on me. Yes, mom.
So maybe give them some mental space, give them some time because time will really heal everything. And then when you rekindle that kind of relationship, who knows, you may be stronger than before.
That's true.
Right.
That's true, yeah. So the friends that you guys have in your lives, right? What makes you happy about those friendships?
Okay, let me come on one example. Apart from us, Harsh Girls, I think a group of friends that I'm really thankful to have is my TTYL gang, Denise, Ting, and Kaylee. Because I don't know what formed this relationship, man, but when the four of us got together, it's like we can really vibe and we can really click, and our values are the same. So that's what I'm saying. Friendscape, like for every stage of your life, you need different group of friends. And when I'm in this career, we just serve each other's purposes.
Yes.
We love to dance together, we work hard together, we go to events together, we take photos for each other, we have fun while we're at it. And this to me is a very, very fulfilling kind of friendship.
You're aligned.
Yes, we're aligned and we can focus on ourselves apart from each other. You know, during the pandemic, we could go by like months without talking to each other, and then when the pandemic happened, we can meet up on Zoom for a Zoom workout, and that kind of thing, you know, is a very healthy kind of friendship, which I treasure so much from day one till now.
I love when friendships build you up.
Yeah.
And like when your friends compliment you and support you and want you to achieve your dreams and goals genuinely. I have this friend, like I've been friends with her since Sec 1. So we've been friends for like 14, 15 years.
Do we know her?
Andrea? Yeah. So we've been friends forever, right?
She makes very good coffee.
Oh,
Hey,
she
sorry, her miso butter.
Oh my god,
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
She's the kind of friend that in the last 15 years, right, we don't hang out every week or even every month, but she's always there when I need her. I'm always there when she needs me. She'll always tell me very lovely things and I'll do the same for her. Like, we are ride or die. That's what we call it.
Oh, so cute. That's nice. I can tell she's a good friend because when we went over to surprise you for your birthday, one particular year, she really like talked to us, like focused on us, as if we were her friends.
She genuinely wanted to, you know, have good relations with other friends in my life.
That's right.
Yes.
So it makes you feel respected, and I think that's a very, very nice thing to do as a friend.
I
Correct.
love you.
Aw.
So sweet, yeah. I think friendships are very important to me because, you know, only child, small family. So I knew from an early age that, you know, friends are sort of like the family that you choose for yourself. For me, right, it feels like if I have at least 5 people I know I can call at any point, like any time of the day, who would come to me and tell me like whatever your decision is, like we'll pick up the pieces with you. Like I feel successful, you know? Like I feel like that's enough for me. And
Do you have
everything
the 5
else-
people now?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Oh.
Actually, on the flip side, right, we need to have 5 people in her life that we can call to wake her up.
Yes! I have 2 already. I just got her mother's number.
And then
I have
her
her aunt's
husband
number.
Yeah.
Tonight we need to find out what her landline
What's your
number is.
landline? Yes, please call us so we can save it.
And then you also have friends like this who will make sure I wake up and get my ass there on time.
I
you
tell
know?
you.
And a lot of people just won't bother, you know. But
It's
like,
true, it's true,
Yes,
yeah.
and like when Hazy says like sorry for nagging, I'm like no, sorry, thank you for caring.
I nag at her too much.
No. If you don't nag, means you don't care. Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
but yeah, I really think that's what friends are for. And Zura and Germaine has been through so much of my shit, especially last year. Terrible, terrible. But thank you for being there for me.
But look at you now.
Thank you.
Yes.
We will always be here to tell you that you look great, you
Correct.
are amazing, and you are deserving of love.
No, literally just before recording this podcast, I was telling them I'm pretty stressed about this upcoming program that I have to host. And they were like, no, you do great. You do great. And like gave me so many words of affirmation that I believe that I'm the best host now. Like.
You are
Are
like,
you not? You are like, tell me who else. Hey.
Actual living proof.
Okay, any last thoughts, for our listeners listening in that may be considering cutting off a friend?
Right, I think we've mentioned this like throughout the entire episode. It's okay to cut off your friends at some point in life, and it's okay to rekindle with them at other points in life when you feel like the time is right. I think the 4 key words are the time is right. There's always a timing for everything. In Chinese, we call this 天时地利人和.
Whoa. See,
Yeah.
who better Chinese host than her? I also don't know what to say.
So everything must align.
Yeah.
right, okay. I think that, if something big happened, for example, like something happened in your friendship that sort of like blew up, right? And if you take that as a point to walk away, then just walk away and don't look back. If you rekindle like in future, fine, sure. If nothing really happened, but you just feel like it's not serving you anything anymore, that you can't give anything to it anymore, or that you just have to walk away from it, I think maybe do it nicely. I think
Do it with compassion.
do it with
Right.
compassion.
And empathy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think when you walk away from a friendship, that's a very deliberate act. You need to understand why you're walking away. What have you learned from this friendship, good or bad? Process your own feelings so that you don't end up in the same kind of friendship
Right.
cycle again. Understand and learn, why are you really walking away?
And as with all our other episodes, I still want to emphasize on this again. Always put yourself first, because only when you love yourself, you can love others.
That's right. Preach, RuPaul. But at the end of the day, I also feel like a lot of people are talking about, low maintenance friendship and things like that. And I think that if your friend doesn't respond as quickly, if they can't be there the way they were there for you 10 years ago, it doesn't mean that they don't want to be there. Maybe they just don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, they may have 2 kids running around, trying
Screaming.
to screaming. Can you imagine?
Oh gosh.
Or they may be Hazel, trying to get 4 places at the same time. So
Hey, but Hazel still replies, I tell you. At the end of the night, she may reply you at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., but she'll still reply.
I'm
you.
telling you, they have
Yeah.
300, 600 unread chats in my WhatsApp. Let me check, 12.
wow.
Which I will get to later on when I have time.
Wow, I've got people waiting for years already.
One of them is listening to the podcast. So Zura, you spoke about low maintenance friendship. So here's the question. How can you tell if someone is trying to ghost you or someone is just trying to maintain a low maintenance relationship?
Wow, maybe
Can you tell the difference?
Maybe my awareness level very low. Maybe I
cannot tell.
Maybe I think everything is just low maintenance.
Oh my god, when they're trying to ghost you and you don't know. Best.
No lah, you better not lah.
I think when you ghost someone, you can feel
can
the
feel.
negativity.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Right, and you can feel like the one word replies, they don't want to talk to you.
Correct.
You
They're
know?
not happy for you.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on who it is as well, and the kind of connection, the kind of things you've been through together. Like you just know.
I think the easiest thing is, if it's a low maintenance friendship, you still meet up every once in a while.
Right.
If you're initiating a meetup constantly over a period of like 6 months and they still don't reciprocate, I think they're ghosting you.
Right.
And they blue tick you or what? Ghosting.
Oh, correct. Sorry if I blue tick you. I'll get to it at some point.
She will not.
300 plus chats,
Yeah.
are you kidding
She'll
me?
get to you in 2025, so just wait.
Okay. Longer than your BTO.
So in conclusion, I think if you're trying to rekindle a friendship, that's great on you. But make sure you have healed from your past hurt, and so has your friend.
I think take it easy, take it slow, and walk into it without much expectations.
Open
Because-
mind.
Open mind. Because, if years have passed, you may be in a different place. That person may also be in a different place.
True.
Yeah.
My words of advice are do it. But read the signs. If you can tell that this person is once again trying to ghost you, then, maybe it's time to take a step back for good.
I just want to say, if I've ghosted you, it's not my intention to. I've just replied in my mind. When I read it,
I
I replied
know.
in my mind.
Yeah. Then 1 year later, I didn't actually reply.
Oh my goodness,
All right.
these girls.
And
I
with
gotta,
that-
I gotta have a talk with them right now, okay? But before that, once again, I'm Hazel.
I'm Azura.
I'm Germaine.
Catch us on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
Listen to us on Me Listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
And turn on the notification to know when a new episode drops.
And we'll catch you on the next episode of Clarities. Bye! We need to talk.
That's right. And I just want to end this by saying that I just saw a video of this person saying that Selena Gomez's friend gave her a kidney, a liver, something.
a kidney.
Somebody else gave their friend $1 million. My friends need to work harder.
You can have my liver, but my liver's not working very well.
I know.
We know that. Keep your liver
Keep
for
my
yourself.
liver. Okay, thank you.